Okay, I want you all to imagine that you're a superhero. And you find out that there's an airplane that's about to crash with 300 people, and it's going to kill everyone on board. What are you going to do? Well, you're a superhero, so you're going to use your superpowers, and you're going to jump up, and you're going to grab that plane in midair and lead it gently to the ground. Now, what if you find out that there's an evil ninja killer who takes a plane like that and crashes it into the ground every single day? Well, you'd find that killer, and you'd use your superpowers to put an end to him once and for all. Well, you have those superpowers. We all do. In fact, we've had them for thousands of years. Somewhere along the line, we got a little disconnected, but I want to tell you about a time that really profoundly changed my life, where I experienced a reconnection. Let's identify that killer, all right? That killer's name is obesity, and it kills 300 people every single day here in America. Now, that doesn't even include all the people all the diseases that it contributes to along the way. That'd be 10 times more. There's 4,000 people that die every day from weight-related diseases. Now, if that was it, that would be bad enough. But obesity is not the real problem. You see, obesity is just the hired killer. There's something much bigger, much more horrific going on here. 2/3 of our country is either overweight or obese. Now let's talk about that other third. Are those all those lucky, happy people that are at their ideal body weight, whatever that is? No, that third includes people who suffer with anorexia, that suffer from bulimia, that are depressed, that have any number of eating disorders. Even the ones who have their ideal body weight, some of them are obsessing every day about their bodies, about food, about diet, about exercise, or their lack of it. This is not an obesity problem. The real villain here is self-hatred. Americans hate their bodies. I want to read you a post that I just saw the other day online. In 7th grade, I developed something like an eating disorder. I counted every single calorie. I would not eat breakfast, and eventually not lunch either. It got pretty bad, but I still didn't lose any weight. It's been a long time now. I still struggle. I'm 5'6". I'm 160 pounds. To me, I'm the ugliest, fattest, most disgusting person on earth. And I don't think it will ever end. She's 15 years old, and obesity is not her issue. I was just in the bathroom here at the TED conference, and I was in the stall, and there was these 2 women outside, and they were speaking to one another, and one of them said, "You know, I walk into a room, and I check out to see if I'm the fattest person here. I came out, she's not obese." When I was 18 years old and I was off at school, I was invited to a luau. And at this luau, they had so much food. And I ate so much food. I turned to my girlfriend after 4 or 5 times up to the buffet, and I said, "Oh my gosh, I think I'm going to split. I've eaten so much." And she says, "Well, come with me." So she takes me into the ladies' room, and she pulls me into a stall, and I thought she was going to give me a pin for my pants because they really were about to bust. And she held up her finger, and she said, "Well, you take this, and you just put it to the back of your throat." And I watched in horror as her huli huli chicken and her lomi lomi salmon made an encore appearance. She said, "Okay, now you do it, quick, so we can go and eat some more." Well, I got to tell you that this information was given to me in such a matter-of-fact way, like it was ordinary, it was normal. And it came at an opportune time in my life because I hated my body. I mean, I really hated it. I would have done anything to be able to control it. Now, I wasn't obese. I wasn't even close to it. I was hungry, though. I was hungry for something that I couldn't identify, so food became the substitute. I want to tell you a couple of stats that you might not know. 4 out of 5 women are dissatisfied with their bodies. 50% of women and 25% of men on any given day are on some kind of a diet. Half of our children between 6 and 8 want to be thinner. 4 out of 5 10-year-olds are more afraid of getting fat than they are of nuclear war, cancer, or losing their parents. Half of our 9 and 10-year-old girls say that being on a diet makes them feel better about themselves. This is not an obesity issue. Americans hate their bodies. Now, why is that? Well, our culture is all based on how we look. That's what we value. Beautiful bodies have become like a currency. So if I look good, then I feel good. So my physical body is determining my emotions. And if I look good and I feel good, then guess what? I am good. This is great. Except for if I look bad, then I feel bad, and then I am bad, because these are my thoughts. So no wonder we hate our bodies. Our physical body is actually telling us that we're intrinsically bad. Now, there's something that's missing from here, and you got to know that I really worked with this for a long time. I mean, I tried every kind of diet. I tried every kind of exercise program that I could think of to try and change my body so it could change who I was. But it didn't work. Then I became a fitness trainer, and I thought, well, I'll just drag everybody else along with me. I'm going to have them work out harder, diet more strictly, and then they'll feel better about themselves and they'll change who they are, because I really wanted to be a part of their transformation. But something was missing. I got involved with the mind-body movement, which was great, because then I found out that it wasn't my body that dictated anything, it was my thoughts. Oh, this was good news. So all I had to do was think thin thoughts, okay? And the law of attraction taught me that if I then visualize that I'm thin and I feel all the emotions of being thin, then voila, I'm going to look thin. But even if I did look thin, it didn't solve anything because I still hated my body. It didn't matter about the weight. Something was still missing, and obesity is not the problem. About this time, I got involved in martial arts. And when I say I got involved in martial arts, it means I actually got involved with a martial arts instructor. And he was kind of cute. But I hung in there, and I actually started taking classes. And what I noticed, and I liked it because it trained the body and the mind, but I noticed that I was training my body and I was training my mind. But if I was doing that, then I must be bigger than both of those. If I'm bigger than those, then what am I? Who am I? Well, I'm a superhero. This is very good news. Now, some people call this, your authentic self, spirit, superconscious soul. I like to think of it as samurai because that has that martial arts connotation of ancient wisdom and power. But it doesn't matter what you call it, okay? It's your inner authority. It's your authentic self. It's the place inside of you where there's no judgment. It's the seat of unconditional loving and acceptance. From this place here, I stop torturing myself. I start to accept myself just as I am. Now, I know I'm losing some of you right now because you think that if you accept yourself just the way that you are, then you have no motivation to change. Well, torture, judgment, hatred, none of those things bring about a true transformation. This is who we really are, not this. I became a white belt, and what I loved about being a white belt is that it's a new beginning. It actually signifies birth. And 14 years later, I'm still training. I'm still working with people. Actually, thousands of people have gone through my programs now. And I'm still working with my body, and I'm still working with this crazy culture that we've created. But I know that I'm not my body. I have a body. I have a mind. I'm just a spiritual being that has that. Now, I want you to have a reconnection with who you really are, and the best way to do that is for you to get in touch with your superpowers. So I'm going to share with you what some of those are. You already know this. Superpower number 1, gratitude. If you go to the place inside of you and focus on something that you're really grateful for, you access. You're right in there. Because gratitude and self-hatred, they can't live in the same place. Superpower number 2, creation. Create something, a song, a dance, a new app, anything. When you create something from your heart, then you are actually joining forces with the universe itself. Superpower number 3 is, of course, giving. What do you want more of in your life? You want some more love? Well, then give it. Give lots of it. Of course, to yourself and to everyone around you, because then you're in touch with your true nature, with who you truly are. I want to share a quote with you from a superhero named Rumi. And he says, your task, should you choose to accept it, is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have against it. Thank you.